Yes, welcome to Late Night Live, ladies and gentlemen. Our king, our saviour, Bruno Fernandes has officially won PFA Player of the Season after an incredible individual campaign last season, beating the all-time assist record, providing the biggest clutch moments, scoring massive goals, and just standing out in some of the biggest games for us and dragging us through the mud, as he always does. Earlier today as well, we also signed Carlos Baleba and made that official, so I'll definitely touch on that. But make sure, if you are watching this live or if you're watching it later on, leave any kind of comments, any opinions, any likes. We always like interacting with kind of the community. So if anyone's got an opinion on this, or maybe you disagree with it and you feel like someone else should have won it, you're wrong. But if you do have an opinion on it, then yeah, like I said, get it in to the conversation. So yeah, Bruno El Capitano, best player in the Prem as of last season. And before I get into some stats, I'm going to put some graphics and stuff on the screen and loads and loads of bits, which I really, really want to get into. But before I do that, I just wanted to mention or even talk about what Bruno Fernandes means to Manchester United. Before you name all the stats, all the assists, all the figures, all the big moments that he's done, the hard times that we've been through as well, because let's not kid ourselves, it's not been all rose there for the most part, especially post Fergie. It's been pretty difficult, even as as latest as the weekend that's just gone. It was we lost the whole City ultimately, but since we signed him for, call it, around 50 million quid. There was add-ons involved. Them add-ons were probably achieved, and we probably ended up paying 60 million pound, right? A lot of the recruitment, whilst Woodward and Murtaugh and Richard Arnold were in charge, was absolutely crap. That is the one shining light. Well, maybe Zlatan was good. Ronaldo, when he first came back, was decent, but Bruno Fernandes, out of all the players we signed post Fergie, is by far and large the best player by a fucking country mile. He has been incredible for us. He could have left multiple times for massive wages in Saudi, for other teams in Europe. He has stuck with us. He's been so important to everything that we want to do. He's one of the best players in the league. And he's loyal to the soil. That's the thing. He is, like I said, there's been so many opportunities and windows where he could have gone, do you know what? This isn't for me now. I can't go on like this anymore. Whether it would have been, Ragnick or Tenag or Amorim. Think about some of those games and some of those times of finishing fucking 15th in the league. Any player could have, it's easier to walk away from that and just say, do you know what? I don't fancy it anymore, lads. But he stuck with us and stuck through it. And hopefully we've got through the colonoscopy period, I call it. We've removed all the shit. And hopefully we've got a platform to build on now. Now, that platform to build on didn't look good on Saturday afternoon when we lost the whole City, but one-off games can happen. So let's just kind of see, where the season takes us, I will say. Listen, there was conversations around other players. I mean, Bruno spoken about an Arsenal player that he voted for. I'm guessing it's probably Declan Rice, because I think he has like kind of a good relationship with Declan Rice. I'm guessing he voted for him because obviously you can't vote for yourself. But if there is ever a case study where someone deserves it, it's got to be Bruno Fernandes. It has to be Bruno Fernandes. Set an all-time Premier League record with 21 assists last season. Beat obviously Kevin De Bruyne and Thierry Henry, two of the greatest players in the Premier League themselves. That in itself is kind of an ultimate PFA trump card, you'd probably say. Also complete the hat-trick because has also secured the Premier League Player of the Season and the Football Writers Association Footballer of the Year as well. So that's a hat-trick. And then when you look at some of the United players that have already won it, Mark Hughes, Gary Pallister, Eric Cantona, Keane, Sheringham, Rude, Ronaldo, Giggs, Wayne Rooney. And when Wayne Rooney won it, it was 2010. 2010. There's like a 15, 16-year drought since someone's won PFA Player of the Year from Manchester United. That is crazy. So breaking all records. Even, last season, you think about some of the players that were involved in the awards. He was up against massive competition. Declan Rice, David Raya, Gabriel for Arsenal were all sensational and key figures in Arsenal winning the title, which, let's be honest, when we're talking about PFA, these kind of awards, titles are so important. Like even Ballon d'Ors, trophies, you have to win trophies. Harry Kane won't be considered for it. He might be the best striker in the world, but he won't be considered. If he would have won the World Cup, he would have had a massive shout at it. Whether he still does or not, I don't think he does. But you saw Ousmane Dembele, for example, won almost pretty much everything, and they matter. And obviously he was going up against Haaland and players like Turkey. So winning this award despite Arsenal winning the league, in my opinion, proves his individual brilliance. I think he was last season. You couldn't get near him. He was so fucking good, and proves it as well. He never gets injured. He plays every single minute. He runs more than majority of players on the pitch. He's got the best quality in terms of everyone on the pitch, and he just makes things happen. So thoroughly deserved. I'm so happy he's won it. I know a lot of people felt like he was going to win it anyway, and that was kind of the way the tide was going. But yeah, let's get into some stats while I said we was going to pop some stuff on the screen. And let's see if we can. So Bruno's stats, big chances created. This is 25-26. 33 big chances. So for context, Manchester City's marquee signing Ryan Cherky created 19, while Arsenal's Declan Rice created 17. He also generated 136. Sorry, I'm not even on the screen. I'm just clocked. Oh, duh. He also created 136 total chances, the highest record across any of Europe's top 5 leagues since Kevin De Bruyne matched that number in 2019 and 2020. And 11 of his 21 assists came away from home, which matches the all-time Premier League record as well. I mean, the guy is just here for records. And yeah, let us know your opinions, guys. Loads of these in the chat. So yeah, get your comments in, leave a like in the video for us, and subscribe to the channel. Now, not only just stats, moments have to be spoken about as well. And there was a couple of key moments that I picked out, which I also want to pop on the screen, if that's okay with you guys. And I'm talking about defining moments. We're talking about when he set the tone at the start of the season for Harry Maguire's header against Liverpool at Anfield. You've got the assist for Mbeumo, where his timing and his patience, and that was a great kind of showcase of what Bruno Fernandes is about. He always times his pass perfectly and delivered a key assist for Mbeumo in the Manchester derby. You've got the Arsenal game as well, the combination with Patrick Dorgu, where, listen, it shouldn't be an assist because Dorgu just scores a world-class goal. But the combination before that and to get him into that position was pretty good. You've got Cunha against Chelsea, stepped up late in the season, where got Cunha into a decent position. And again, Cunha finished it really well, but was crucial in that matchup. And then obviously on the final day as well, when people was kind of waiting for it, we knew he equaled the record, but he wanted to set the record. And then he whipped a 33rd minute, I think it was, corner for Patrick Dorgu, where he put it away and officially pushed him past Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne to become the greatest single season creator in Premier League history. Big moments. And listen, there were more moments as well. So if I'm missing any out, please do go through them, or please do kind of remind me. But you almost run out of words for players who are as loyal as him, players who are as good as him. I actually feel a little bit sorry for him in the sense that we haven't won anything big, because the performances that he's put in has deserved it. The former greats of this club have all said he would get into a Manchester United team, whether that be Gary Neville or Paul Scholes. All these guys that have won multiple Premier League trophies and Champions Leagues have said he would get in on quality alone. And he's not. That's not always been matched. That's not always been around him. You know, he's playing in teams, and that's why it's worth more. And that's why, in my opinion, he doesn't get the credit that he actually deserves, because the teams that he's been in, we're talking about teams where we're setting up Dan James on the right, Fred and McTominay in midfield, you know, Tellez at left back, like just Donny van der Beek. These kind of players. Obviously, he's had quality around him in certain seasons where Pogba was really, really good. You know, like now we've got Cunha and Mbeumo, and we've got players in front of him who are starting to deliver a little bit more as well. But he's always been surrounded, and he's shined in a puddle of shit, effectively. So I'm so happy for him. I know, like I said, the rumor was he was going to win it anyway, and the majority of people was kind of expecting it, especially when he's already won a couple of it. But he's just been asked on stage as well if he would swap an individual prize for the team one. He said, quite obvious, everyone would say the same. We don't play tennis. Yeah, and like I said before, Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes is the first Manchester United player to win the PFA Player of the Year award since Wayne Rooney in 2010. 16 years ago, 15, 16 years ago. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, buzzing, so buzzing for him. So happy for him. Deserves all the happiness in the world and all the trophies in the world. And I just really, really hope we can deliver him something before it's time for him to go, before he packs his bags and leaves. When that'll be, I don't know. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, he can retire. He can stay at the club until he's 40 on a wage because he's put the work in and done enough for me now to say, I don't care. You know, sometimes when you get players and you go like, like Mason Mount, a lot of people go, it's 250 grand a week. Just get rid of him, cut his contract, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. With Bruno, if Bruno fell off the face of a cliff now, if his form just completely dropped, and by his standards, that would be, he's getting 8 assists and 8 goals or something. That would be him dropping off, right? If he started doing that now for the next couple of years, I'd just be like, I don't care. I don't care. He can do what he wants. He's earned the right. You know what I mean? Like he should have his own parking spot. He should have not quite a statue. He's not at that level because he hasn't won something significant. But I've always said someone staying in the trenches and fighting it out and getting through to the other side is almost more respectable in any case. And that's why I have huge admiration and respect for Bruno. I love him as a player. And he'll be one where when my kid's born, I'll be telling her about him. You know, when you listen to your parents, like my dad would always talk about George Best and Bobby Charlton, and you'll never have the kind of affinity or relationship with that player because you didn't live through that era. Now it's hard to sit there and say we've lived through an era with Bruno because it's looking back on it, you think it's just been crap. Like, and it's not been because of him. It's been because the club in general, the people above who are running it, Glazers obviously as well. And it's just an unfortunate timing of him being at the club during this period. But whenever anyone asks me about him in 20 years' time or 30 years' time, I will sit back and I'll just say underrated, underappreciated. Um, Such an important player during the dark times for this club. And I really, really hope I pray we can get something with him, whether that's a Premier League title or a Champions League title, whilst he's still here. Because that would be the cherry on the cake. It'd be perfect. So yeah, I'll keep an eye out for anything further on Bruno Fernandes in regards to winning the PFA Player of the Year. I do want to move the conversation on to Carlos Baleba because this news got announced earlier on today when I was out. I was playing golf, so I couldn't do a live, which I was gutted about. So I'd rather take the time now to kind of speak about him. But they announced that they've completed the signing of Carlos Baleba from Brighton, contract until June 2031, with the option of a further year. And Baleba's been speaking on this. Again, I'll pop this on screen, saying it's an incredible feeling to join the club of my dreams. Playing at Old Trafford is always special, but the opportunity to do so as a Manchester United player will be a real honour. I cannot wait to work with Michael Carrick. His experience and knowledge of the game make him the perfect coach to help me reach the highest level. The ambition of everyone at the club is extremely clear. The future is hugely exciting, and I'm determined to play my part in delivering the success that we are capable of together. And he also got asked why he chose United to join Manchester United, and he says, I chose Man United because it's the biggest club in the world. When I was a kid, my dad said I'm going to play for the biggest club, and then he mentioned Manchester. What I don't like about that last bit is he mentioned Manchester. You have to say Man United or Man, either one. You have to say Manchester United. Can't just say Manchester because people get kind of mixed up in it and stuff. But massive signing. When we first initially went in for him last season, and Brighton wanted Casado money or even more, which was outrageous. We was never going to pay 120 million. They was right to walk away from it, in my opinion. To get him now for 70 million is decent. I hope that his form based off last season was just because we went in for him. But then that in itself, you kind of like a player being thrown off like that. What happens in a few years' time if Madrid come in for him or Barcelona and his head turns and then he has a devastating campaign? For us, you don't want patterns and behavior patterns to kind of be repeated. Hopefully we keep him for longer than that. Hopefully we can build him up as a player. I've spoke about him in depth about what I love about him, his explosiveness, how good of a ball carrier he is, putting fires out. He's absolutely rapid as well. I'm going to get into some stats in a moment in regards to his pace and ball winning abilities and things like this. But when you watch United against Hull on Saturday and you look at Tielemans and how slow he is, his mobility, same thing with Kobe Mainoo, for all ability, he's got strength and composure on the ball and dribbling and passing and stuff. For all those strengths he's got, he needs someone athletic and dynamic next to him. This is why Tielemans was so good at Villa, because he had someone like Amadou Onana or Boubacar Kamara next to him. I think Baleba is needed. And I think Baleba is going to really affect the big away games in European nights, whether, if you're playing PSG or Bayern Munich or something, and you need someone in there. If you play a Baleba, Tielemans, and Bruno, I think that can be combative enough. And I think that he got enough quality on the ball as well. So I'm excited to see what he can do. And I hope, if you can improve his game and take him to a next level with the ceiling that he has. I remember I was watching a clip of I've watched a few Brighton fans talking about Baleba, and he was mentioning that they all think out of all the products, out of all the players that they've had that they've produced or either got to a certain level, they said Baleba had the highest ceiling out of them all. So João Pedro, Moises Caicedo, Alexis McAllister, Cucurella, whoever it is, you name him, he said Baleba has definitely got the highest ceiling in terms of what he can be. And obviously he stepped in, didn't he, Baleba, to replace Caicedo in a sense. Huge pressure. The first 2 seasons, first season he didn't get as many games as he wanted. I think he mentioned that in the interview that he'd done. But the season after that, he was unbelievable, which is why such a huge price tag was being quoted. I'm really excited about him, man. And Jason Wilcox is excited about him as well. This is what Jason Wilcox was saying. He said, Carlos is an elite midfielder with immense potential to develop further. He brings a unique combination of qualities that will really complement our squad. We are delighted to further strengthen our midfield with the addition of another established senior international with a proven track record of performing in the Premier League. Carlos's determination to join United and his confidence that we will achieve our shared ambitions mean that he is the perfect signing as we continue to build a dynamic and entertaining team ready to compete across multiple competitions. He'll also wear the number 20 as well, I believe, which I was looking into it before. Players who wore number 20, Diego Dalot, not a good omen. Sergio Romero, decent second keeper. Robin van Persie, elite striker for us. Fabio Da Silva, good steady wing back. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, bagsman. So a mixture of personnel there. My little Cyrus says Baleba is class. Just wait and see. Yeah, there's a lot of mixed opinions out there, though, isn't there, about Baleba? Some people are having him, some people are not. I get it. I absolutely get it. And this is why we always bring stats to the table, because I think stats, people can have opinions all they want. Stats back up quite a lot of things if you get the right stats in context. So let's take a look at the 24. In the 24-25 season, I think it was, Baleba clocked a top speed of 34 kilometers per hour, ranking him second in Europe's top 5 leagues for central midfielders. You can see there Cook, Baleba, and Edison. In terms of balls won per 90, most second balls won per 90 in 25-26 Premier League amongst central midfielders. So you got the likes of Declan Rice in there and Martin Zubimendi. And then in regards to the top 5 leagues in Europe, only 5 central midfielders across Europe's top 5 leagues in the 24-25 season, when he was really, really good, had 25 plus dribbles, 50 plus progressive passes, and 100 tackles plus interceptions. And that kind of group included Carlos Baleba, Ryan Gravenberch, Kasia Sano, Bruno Guimaraes, and João Gomez. So he's in pretty good company there. Them stats can be, kind of misconstrued, or people could say certain things about him. Oh, do we have Sam with us? I think we do. I need my
Hello,
headphones. Sam, just bear with me. I'm gonna go grab my headphones. I'm just currently talking about Carlos Baleba. What do you think he's gonna offer us in regards to partnerships and stuff, and maybe some of the big away games? Just talk to me about that, and I'll get my headphones.
Yeah. I think what we're missing in the squad, and as we saw in the game against Hull, is physicality, strength on the ball, and out of possession. I think Tielemans looked like he was running through waist deep water. Santos is good on the ball, and out of possession, he's good at sort of filling spaces and knowing, as my cat likes to get involved as always. He's good at anticipating in interceptions, but actually tackling and sort of forcing a player to make a mistake or pressing. Neither of those guys are any good at it. And I think that's what Baleba's going to offer you. He's going to offer that physicality, that crunch, that will to sort of get onto someone and make the tackle or make the mistake so you can win back possession. decent on the ball. He's not Bruno Fernandes. He's not a level of like an Andrey Santos or anything, but the physicality that he's going to offer and the drive and the sort of willingness to win that ball back, like that is what he's going to offer, which is something we are struggling to replace since Casemiro left. Casemiro had it, but obviously his legs were going, and you could see he was like making these last-ditch tackles. Sometimes wouldn't happen. Baleba's not going to have that problem. Like, he's 22, plenty of legs, and he'll be able to make those runs up and down, win that ball back, which I think, we really, really need in this team.
A lot's been spoken about the price, hasn't it, in terms of the money that's being spent. Do you think it's a case of we've got really good deals on all of them, or do you think we've been budget buying a little bit?
It's probably a bit of both, isn't it? Like, we're working on a budget, aren't we? Because you look at Tielemans, I had no idea I had a release clause. I don't think anybody had an idea I had a release clause. So obviously United have found that out and done it and activated it. I believe Villa were trying to offer him a new deal at the time, so they wanted to keep him. Yeah. So they obviously were aware of the issue. So that was quite smart of United. Andrey Santos, 55 million. I know a lot of people, it's a lot of money, but like in today's age for a 20-odd-year-old midfielder, like that is the price. Like that's 30 million nowadays. Like that. Yeah. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. And I think we've done well with Baleba. Like, what were they quoting? 100+ million last year. When we
first went in for him.
Excuse me. And we were looking to pay like 80, which I was still like, that's quite a lot for a guy, like, and stuff like that. And we've ended up doing, was it 65 + 5? So we've got an even further discount. So I think we've done well there. But we're obviously working to a budget because we could have gone for Mateus Fernandes 85 million. We didn't do it. Could have gone for Tonali for 100 million. We didn't do it. João Gomez, how much did he go for to Villa?
40, 45, is it? Something like that.
45, yeah. We didn't go for that because we were thinking like 20 or something like that, 30. So, yeah, we're obviously on a budget, but I think we've done really smart as well with the players that we've done. It's just a shame that we're not going to push the boat out for like a left back. Like, that's the only shame. That's not going to happen. That would be the place where I would spend the money. I'd go like, yeah, if Lewis Hall is 60, 70 million, I would spend that money. Like, that's what I would do. But it seems like that's not going to be the case.
I think that's just pure negligence, though, on United's part, in it, not getting a left back. Yeah. There is no. You could talk about money.
A competent, like a high level left back. Like, if they go out and get this Jorge Salinas, who's 14 million, how good is he? Is he going to replace Luke Shaw this season? Probably not. Like, what do you do when Luke Shaw inevitably gets injured? Then you got to expect this guy to step up in a Champions League game against PSG. Like, I doubt he's that good.
If you're, excuse me, if you're a ruthless operation, you would look at that back line and you would probably sell one or two of them if you really want to be ruthless. If you want to bring in top players like Lewis Hall, you sell one of the players. You sell a Delo or a Shaw or whatever. I don't know what the market is for one of them. But if your excuse is going to be, okay, we haven't got the money, we only have the money to rebuild the midfield, all right, that's fine. I don't fully buy it because a lot of the times when United said they haven't got money, they go and spend 200 million. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you remember that last season? So
I think it's a bit of both in it. I think we are constrained financially, but I don't think we're as poor as they're trying to make the other clubs believe either. So
that's okay if they're using that as a bargaining thing. So like, you don't go into summer and say I've got all the money in my pockets in the world because then clubs are just going to run you dry. So I understand it from that side of it, but not getting a left back. You can't complain 6 months in, Shaw gets injured, and you're like, okay, who plays left back? Who plays left back? Majari?
It's going to be Maz, Dallo, or Dorgu, isn't it? That's your options.
And all United fans, I guarantee majority of United fans would say we don't want any of them playing at left back. We've seen Dallo at left back, absolutely not. Dorgu isn't a full back, isn't a defender. He's better higher up the pitch. Majari can do a job there. But we're not in the business of
a whole season.
Players, of doing a job there. That's why I said a few months ago, Heaven is going to end up playing there. I'm telling you.
It's probably. But then the other option, like what you normally do, would be look at the academy. But we're trying to push out the one left back we've got in the academy in Harry Amas. So it's just like, well, if he's not good enough, then obviously we definitely need somebody. If Harry Amas is not going to be able to step up, so it's like, why are we not getting somebody? So it's baffling.
I agree. Even a loan deal. What's the loan like?
We
managed to bring in Region. I think he was all right for a good few months when he came
fine.
in.
Yeah, it's fine.
Surely there's someone out there left back you can bring on a loan deal or something. Like,
There'll definitely be an option out there.
yeah.
There'll definitely be an option.
Tim99 saying, hopefully a great signing for many years to come on Baleba. Still room for improvement. Dan saying, just getting the feeling that we're going to be in trouble at some point in the season because of the injuries. You're spot on, Dan, as always.
Yeah.
There's quite a few of us joining us. If you can, click that like button and subscribe to the channel. Help us get to 50k. That'd be incredible. Bruno Fernandes just been speaking on Baleba, Sam, saying a very energetic player, strong physically, can push us up the pitch, driving the ball, young and exciting. The club have been following him for 2 years. The fans will love him. That's really good comments from Bruno.
Well, Bruno's played him a number of times, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he knows exactly what he's got.
Yeah.
Like, he knows exactly what he's got.
And also, being Bruno as well, knowing you've got someone like him behind you, he'll be sweeping up and be pressing him like a monster. It helps your game overall. Obviously, I started the show speaking about Bruno and Player of the Year. I've gone through all the stats and give my opinion on him. But what does Bruno mean to you, Sam, as a United fan?
I mean, post Fergie, he's the best player United ever. Like, after Sir Alex Ferguson left, obviously, while Sir Alex Ferguson was there, you've got his name. I could rattle off 30 names who I would put up.
Oh, I was talking about who have been good.
No, but during Sir Alex, like, you could rattle off like God knows how many names. You know what I mean? Like, it's just insane the amount of players that came through. But post Fergie, like you said, is minimal. Like, very, very minimal players that you could rattle off. And I don't think either the three you mentioned, I doubt any of them come close to Bruno, I would say. Like, I think Bruno is in a category by himself. Yeah. His stats speak for themselves. And I know people always stat panning. Well, if that's what you believe, Kevin De Bruyne had the same stats as Bruno Fernandes and has been labelled one of the greatest Premier League midfielders of all time. So why is Bruno not in this conversation if he's got the same
struggle
stats?
It's trophies, in it. It always comes out to trophies.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that we haven't won something significant whilst he's been here. That's the biggest thing for me to take away from it, that he deserves a Premier League or Champions League based off the performances, especially last season. How on earth do you break the record that Thierry Henry and De Bruyne set
and don't win anything,
and you get Champions League football at the end of it? You know, it's kind of like,
well, imagine if we I don't say start with Carrick, but imagine we started with the form that we ended up with towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have won some. Maybe we could have won something.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have won an FA Cup, won a Europa League or a Premier League. Maybe we could have, but unfortunately, we had Ruben Amorim, who obviously what happened, and then Michael Carrick came in and changed things. So who knows? But I hope and I pray that he gets to lift something major before he leaves, because he deserves it. Of all the players that have come to United, he is the one player that deserves it. So I hope it happens before he leaves.
Yeah, it's almost like the recruitment era that we're in now with Ineos is you just praying it's not too late in it. Like, had this process has started in 2016, 2017, we'd be in a completely different place now, and you'd probably be talking about Premier Leagues and stuff like that.
Well, you wouldn't have half the expensive mistakes that some we're still stuck with right now. Some of them we've still got. You wouldn't have half of those, which would put us in a better financial position, which probably would mean at this point we would be getting Lewis Hall because we're in a better financial position. So
I mentioned before I had a look into it, and so previous United players that had won this PFA Player of the Year award: Mark Hughes, Gary Pallister, Cantona, Keane, Sheringham, Rude, Ronaldo, Giggs, Rooney. And the last time we won it with Rooney was 2010. So 16 years ago.
I mean, look at the company. Like, look at those names you just rattled off. Every single one of them is a Manchester United legend. Every single one of them. Yeah. So that shows you the company that he's in. Like, if he's up there with those guys. And it's mad how we haven't won one since then. Like, that's insane. That we haven't won a PFA Player of the Year. Like, that's how bad we've been for this long.
Yeah.
It's fucking madness.
On winning the PFA Player of the Year award, Bruno says it's obviously very special. I've been voted by the ones who stand out every week against me on the football pitch, and being voted by them, or maybe most of them, is very special. Numbers-wise, when you break that assist record that was there for many years, people will talk about it as a better season. I think, honestly, it was one of my best seasons at the club individually. I think I had an amazing season and helped the team to get back to Champions League, and that was our aim at the beginning of the season. How do you think... Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen in the future in regards to United if we are going to win something big. Whenever it is that he leaves the club, how do you think he will be remembered? Because we've had players at the club who won kind of 8 Premier League titles or 11 Premier League titles and Champions Leagues and stuff. Bruno hasn't done that, but his performances have been, you could probably say, equally as impressive as a lot of some of the great players at United. So how will he be remembered? Because the legend gets slung around, doesn't it?
Yeah, like we've had this debate before. Like, can you be considered a legend if you haven't won major trophies? And a lot of the time, I would say no. Like a lot of people saying, "Oh, Harry Kane is like a world class player." And it's like until he wins something, I was like, he's not quite there. But obviously now he's gone to the Bundesliga and he's won it. So he's like now he's a world class player. Like he's won a major trophy and he's done it. And I think Bruno probably fits into that category. Like ability wise and his impact on the team and the things that he's done is world class, but he just hasn't got the trophy cabinet to back it up, unfortunately. And that's the one thing that's missing. And yeah, it's one of those where I wouldn't argue to say like, oh, he isn't a legend because of what he's done. But then when you compare him to the legends of United past, it's just like he doesn't even compare, does he, in terms of like trophies and accomplishments and stuff? Like he's not even close. So it's a weird position. Like, do you lower your expectations based on where we're at now, or do you compare him to the past glories of where we were? It's a difficult thing, isn't it?
Well, they say comparison is the thief of joy, innit? And that's the problem with well, not the problem, obviously, but it's great that United have won loads of things and dominated, especially in the 90s. But then whoever comes after him is always going to be compared and put in the same spotlight as them. And it's incomparable because he just hasn't won the big prizes.
I'm sure the teams that came after the Busby Babes and stuff were the same. Like they got compared, like their teams in the 70s and the 80s were like, oh, why are you not as good as the Busby Babes? And they won some FA Cups, we won the odd title and stuff, but we didn't do anything near to what the Busby Babes did. And then Sir Alex Ferguson came along and changed all that. And it's like, well, how long is that going to be until somebody else comes along and does that for us again? Like Liverpool went 30 years without winning the title. It's going to be 30 years for us. Yeah. Is it going to be longer? Like,
it fucking feels like it, doesn't it? I also think nostalgia can be a very strong drug. When people look back, they always seem to remember things better than what it was. Obviously, United were dominant and we did win trophies and stuff like that. But I do think the praise, the comparison goes too far sometimes. It's like, Bruno's nowhere near some of these players. And I'm like, come on. Talent-wise, he is.
Ability-wise, he is.
Yeah, ability-1,000,000%. Like, dancing, Bruno's career with United has been like the Spider-Man homecoming moment where Spider-Man holds the boat from tearing apart. Yeah, what an analogy. Fantastic analogy. Yeah. Bruno is easily the best signing of the decade in the Premier League. I mean, decade? What, 2015 to 2025? Yeah, you'd have to go through some players. Because, I mean, I think Haaland as a signing.
De Bruyne will be in there.
Yeah, another 150 million. Yeah. There's a few there that would be comparable with. Random Idiot says, and that's his actual name, by the way, Random Idiot says, Thomas Muller and Lionel Messi are the only other two players to get 21 league assists in one season. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'm not going to say...
It's funny as well, like how... Sorry, go on.
No, it's okay, go on.
Yeah. It's funny how like he's that record stood unbroken. Like Thierry Henry had it, and then De Bruyne equaled it, and it just stood unbroken. You'd think somebody would have broken it. Like you think it would have happened. The way football is getting faster and quicker and better and better. You think somebody would have broken it by now, but yeah, it's bizarre how it's not been broken yet.
I was going to say I don't think he'll break it, but I think Cole Palmer might get close to it this season.
Yeah.
I said it in the when we did the predictions, just with Morgan Rogers and João Pedro in front of him. I think he's going to get a lot of assists this season. Yeah. And he was the one, if you're looking at a successor, he was the one. Cole Palmer was the guy you're looking at, isn't it?
I would like it. I really would like it. Is it the only problem with Chelsea is Sanchez is determined to allow the other team to score as many goals as possible against Chelsea. That is the only issue with that team. The rest of the team's all right, but that goalie is going to cost them.
It really is like the year 11's team, and they've stuck a year 7 in net. That's what it feels. He's so bad.
They spent 400 million and they've not bought a goalie. What are they doing?
It's really weird to me.
Like, I don't get it.
Because it's not like they will throw money at anything, Chelsea. Like quite literally anything. If they think, oh, there's a decent young player, they'll throw. But a goalkeeper, one of the most important positions on the pitch. They've just not even considered it.
Not done.
It's weird.
No.
Very weird.
Oh.
Neville mentioned yesterday, I think it was. I thought it was a really good point. Like even someone like Emi Martinez, who nearly went to Juventus for I think like 10 million or 12 million or something. Why don't do that?
We've picked Tielemans out of obscurity through data and scouting.
Yeah.
I'm sure Chelsea have got a scouting department and a data department where they've got a list of goalkeepers who would be better than Robert Sanchez. There must be. There must be. I don't get it. I really don't understand it.
Just the last thing I wanted to touch on, there was a report kind of went out before that Joshua Zirkzee fully expects to leave Manchester United in the next week. He'll almost likely go on loan, which I think is interesting. I know there's clubs in Italy that are interested in Juventus. Seem to be kind of the front runners.
Como.
Napoli, Como are another team as well. But if that does happen, Sam, I'm trying to think, what striker would we go for? Or do you think they go for left back?
It seems to me like there's no striker on the cards because I've not seen a name linked. No. I've not seen anything. Like I've seen loads of left backs like Salinas, the Hall, Balde, etc. I've seen loads of those, but I've not seen a single forward like at all. So it says to me that they are happy with Sesko, Cunha, and Bumo, and possibly Rashford as well, who can play there. That's going to be your strikers for the season. Well. It says to me. Yeah, no, it definitely is. It definitely is. But that would you be in disbelief if they didn't sign a striker?
No,
I wouldn't.
No, not at all. Not even in the slightest. I think now this is what we've got. I think Baleba, Tielemans, and Santos is the quote unquote kind of rebuilding in midfield, and I think that's kind of it. Unless something wild happens, obviously if Zirkzee does move, they might end up investing it. But like you said, there's the only players I can think of is someone like Mateta, but it seems like maybe Villa might get him. If Watkins goes to Saudi, there's Nico Jackson well, but that'd be expensive.
Why are we not hijacking Ollie Watkins? Why are we not?
I think it might be a wage thing. I don't know.
I'd be all over that. I'd be all over Mateta as well. To be fair, like I'd take either one of those. Like, I'd be happy because
Saudi are offering 45 million and they're offering, I don't know, say 350 grand a week. I don't think United can compete with that in terms of an offer to Villa.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a reason why. Yeah. But I agree. I think someone like that with Sesko underneath him would work perfectly well in the Champions League campaign.
Yeah.
To me, I don't get it. I think that it's a big risk going in with just Sesko. As I know when Bumo plays there, but Sesko is an out-and-out number 9. He's your only out-and-out number 9 that you have. And Shaw as the only out-and-out left back that you've got.
Yeah.
It's a mistake. It's a big mistake.
If we had the same as last season where it's just one game a week, you'd be like, okay, maybe we get away with it. But with the amount of games we've got this season, it's not doable. Like it just is not happening. No. So yeah, I worry if we get to September 2nd and there is no left back. Like that really, really worries me. I'd love a striker as well, but like we said, I don't see it happening, unfortunately.
I think let's just run a poll up before we finish. I'm curious to know what people think. Do you think we sign a left back? 1 second, let me put it on there. Do you think we sign a left back by the end of the window? I'm guaranteeing the majority of people will put no because it just doesn't feel like it at all. They might surprise us, but what have we got? 6 days left. September 1st, it's shut the window.
Yeah, September 1st at like 11 o'clock, is it, or something like that?
Yeah. Doesn't feel like it. And I know we're going to be sat here in 2 months' time when Champions League campaign's fully going. We've got EFL Cup games coming up. And we're like, oh, Shaw's got a little bit of a niggle. He's out for a few weeks. What do we do? Oh, we've got to play Minazari there. Or, oh, we've got to play, I don't know. I don't even know who else could play that. Like, who else can go there?
There isn't, because we're getting... Harry Hamas is apparently leaving, so we haven't got anybody. Like, there's nobody to actually put there. Like, that's the issue.
Yeah. Listen, we will have the preview for the Ipswich game. We play Ipswich on Sunday, so we should have the preview for that. I'll say probably Friday because the Champions League draw is Thursday as well.
Thursday, yeah.
I think so. We'll be live for that because I'm very curious to see. It's not groups, is it? Now it's the kind of 4 away games.
Yeah, it's a league format. So you'll play like 4 teams. but some of them are what you'll have I think
4 at
you'll play
home, 4 away, innit?
8 teams. Yeah, 8 different teams in it. So you won't play them in 2 legs back to back. It's just 8 different teams and 4 away, 4 at home. So yeah, it'd be interesting. No, United's luck. We'll probably get PSG, Madrid, teams like that, won't we? That's probably going to be on this. Yeah.
To be honest, though, we play better against the bigger teams, don't we?
Yeah.
You could probably argue, I don't know who plays super defensive, like Zenit
Spanish
away in Russia. Do you know what I mean?
we don't want a mid-table Spanish team because that's the struggle. The Real Sociedad, Villarreal, those guys, those are the guys that we suck. We're no good at. So yeah, you're probably right.
Or any team with a back 5, we don't want to play. Anyone who has wing backs and 3 centre backs.
Yeah.
Avoid AC Milan at all costs. Yeah, we'll be live for that on Thursday night.
They're not in it, are they?
Oh, no, they're not. Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, luckily for us.
We'll avoid them, thankfully.
Yeah, we'll be live for that on Thursday. Apart from that, obviously, we've got transfer bits over the next couple of days. We'll be active on it. So please do turn the notification bell on YouTube so you don't miss when we do go live, because sometimes it can be sporadic kind of timing. Check us out on socials, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Bruno Fernandes has won Player of the Year. Well-deserved. El Capitano, the king. Really, really appreciate him as a player. Love him as a player, if I'm being honest. We'll tell my kids about him when I'm older. So happy for him.
You got a cat.
Got what?
You got a cat named after him.
Yeah, we got a cat named after him. He was a girl. We thought it was a boy. It was a girl. So hopefully we don't make that mistake when I have my child. But yeah, it should be all right. All right, appreciate you all. Leave a like.